Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Explore the Spectrum. I'm your host, Jeanetta, and today I'm joined with Christine from Sensory Friends. Hi, Christine, how are you?
Hello, how are you, Jeanette? I'm happy to be here.
I'm so glad that you are. So, when I see a name that is titled Sensory Friends, it automatically helps me understand that you are definitely one of our community, right? That
Yes, I
sensory
am.
and this and that, you just see that everywhere. But what exactly is Sensory Friends? Help us understand.
Okay, well, it started off as a mom blog years ago in 2015. So it promotes and provides families of special needs information and resources on inclusion, special education, community involvement for individuals and families of children with special needs.
Okay, and so you've got a blog and you've got a directory and you've got some books coming out, correct?
Yes,
So
that
the
stuff is
blog,
what that it morphed into that. Yes. So the
so the
blog.
blog, I think that I
Go
can
ahead.
follow fairly well. What the directory is that in the Florida market or is that beyond? What kind of focus do you have on the resource directory?
Okay, so the resource directory, we did a soft launch on that because there's so many moving parts with it. But the idea is for anyone to come in and be able to rate a service, or a business that provides any kind of service and that is friendly for the disability community. So that they're conscious about individuals with disabilities and that they include them and that they realize that they're also valuable patrons. So that's what the directory part was specifically for. But it doesn't just stop at businesses; it includes schools, healthcare providers, things like that, because it's so difficult when you're navigating in the community as a special needs family or self-advocate to be able to find not just quality service, but also service that tends to be sensitive to your specific needs, also that can make accommodations and adaptations, as you had mentioned earlier, for people who require that so that they have access, because that's also very important for the disability community.
That's great. And so now, how did that transpire into a line of books?
So I am a writer, always have been by heart, and the passion for promoting an inclusion in an inclusion-based society and an integrated society um, made me think about children. Made me think about starting when they're young. And so there's a series of children's books that are also about to be launched. The first one is the God, Can You Hear My Non-Speaking Voice, which was inspired by my son, who, with our faith, he learned and is amazing how to pray and does pray independently with very few prompts, which is wonderful because he doesn't really speak effectively with others. He does rely mostly on gestures, but that's something he does do. And so that's something that was wonderful. It gave me the idea to write a book for families who sometimes have difficulty with being able to practice their faith, go to services in person, again, because of access, because of lack of sensitivity, and so forth. So that book was created for that and just recently published. And I'm very proud of that one. But another series of books is coming out for promoting inclusion, acceptance, and caring about others despite their varying differences. And so the first one that's about to be launched in a few months is called The Rabbit in the Window. And it's about a rabbit with autism who looks on to his animal friends, or soon to be animal friends outside, who are admiring the toys he builds out of Legos.
I
So
love
it's just a beautiful book, and I'm very proud of that one, also inspired by my son. But there's a series of books that are going to follow that can help teach children about acceptance, about loving people despite their differences, and be accepting of them. So that's something that's very exciting. That we're putting together, and I'm really excited about that.
So, my takeaway from meeting you is that you're a great communicator. that whether it is through experience and insights that you're sharing through a blog or through different channels of resources that are listed so that we can more easily identify the information, or to our children directly, what a great gift you have on being able to share that. And
Oh,
I
thank
love
you.
the title of your first one that has been released, God, Can You Hear My Non-Speaking Voice? You know, that just kind of hits all of us that have had a child that's, my daughter was non-speaking for a while, and any of us that have ever had a communication issue with our children, it hits a little closer to home. So that's a wonderful thing that you're doing for our community. If someone wants to know
Thank you.
more about different services, where would they look and how would they find you?
Okay, so our website is www.sensoryfriends.com. There's links to the directory, there's links to the books, and tons of information and resources, um, to sites, to nationwide resources, you name it. I've been putting this together for quite some time. So there's pages and tons of information for families, everything from special education and beyond, and to employment and beyond. So it's just, it's a passion for me, because having gone through this process with my son, how difficult it is to navigate the special
Mm,
education process, the programs that are available, whether it's statewide or locally. And just being able to have that assistance and that information available is crucial so that parents can be um, inclusion advocates for their kids, as well as be able to protect them and make sure that they have what they're entitled to.
indeed. Well, what a joy it is to have met you today and to be able to hear about some of the different programs that you're working on. For any of those that are watching and viewing with us right now, I encourage you to check out Sensory Friends and see if there's some golden nuggets there that might be able to benefit you on your journey as well. And I thank you all as we continue to explore the possibilities.